Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. How are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. As you can see right here, we're going to go ahead and talk about Sean Combs right here. This is day 7, and I don't know about you guys, but it just don't look good to me. Just like I got the title was Sean Combs overcharged and might he go home with just a torn reputation because of what they showing right now, guys. All this right here is DV, and he's not charged for DV. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys some updates. Always go on Twitter to this site right here, so all of my information, guys, is not nothing that I am making up. I am on Inner City Press. You can go on Inner City Press yourself, and you can go ahead and see all the information that is already out there. You say you can't hear? Okay, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I am doing all that talking. Thank you very much. Can you hear me now? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I am on two platforms. I apologize. This right here is Sean Combs trial day 7. I'm also on Unapologetic Real Talk and also on TikTok. So I apologize. And thank you so much. Thank you, Caradine. Thank you so much. And as you can see right here by the title, was Sean Combs overcharged and might he, go home with just a torn reputation? And like I say, when it comes to all this right here, guys, I don't have a dog in this fight. Okay. I am team right. I stand on righteousness, and this is what it's all about. Like I said there and say, this right here, I think, it's much bigger now than when it comes to Sean Combs. All this right here, it's just to me a circus. So all the information that I am getting, guys, most of the information, and I will say allegedly, but all this information right here is coming from the inner city press. And I think he's been doing this for almost 10 years. And as soon as he get the information, he put it on Twitter. Then after that, he goes ahead and he delete it. So I'm gonna see if I could go ahead and get it fast. So thank you very much. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much. Thank you for telling me that I had no sound. So now, guys, you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can go ahead and hear me. So as you can see right here, we're gonna go into it, and some of the stuff, guys, you might not see on here. I am on two platforms. Okay. So if I can't read your messages, it's because, like I said, I am being multitasked. Okay. So as you can see right here, the title was Sean Combs overcharged and might he go home with just a torn reputation. So all this right here, when it comes to what he's being charged for. So I see right here on the inner city press where it's this is the prosecutor, where he says, what did you decide? And David James, I don't know who is David James. It says to leave the company. They offered me other positions, but I just wanted to leave. My life was at risk. So I guess they talking about when they was in the Diddy camp, they didn't want to stay anymore. So they wanted to go ahead and leave. So a lot of people, they've been talking about when it comes to the day that they started this trial, it made it all about Cassie, which I think that what they was doing is just trying to go ahead and build up this case, which, most of the stuff, it was all about Cass, and we already know when the emails, that they was reading. I mean, the emails, man, it was a lot. Okay, so this right here, was they in a relationship? Which it doesn't matter when it comes to the feds, but everybody was sit there and say when it comes to the feds does not lose. The feds, they are like 90%, winning cases. But like I said, now you got 10, you got someone that got some money. And when it comes to Sean Combs, Sean Combs' money is very, very long. And I don't think this is how I see it in the spirit, guys. I might be wrong, but this is exactly how I see it. I think that, Sean Combs, he got some loyal people. He got people that's going to help him to, carry this case. So I think that, maybe not openly, but, behind closed doors, that they are helping him with this case, because all this right here, believe it or not, all this right here is about money. Okay. Whether it's the prosecutors, the defense, the judges, they just trying to figure a way how to go ahead and squeeze that money out of him. Travis Teller said Epstein had way more money and he went down. Absolutely. But, like I said, when it comes to Epstein and Sean Combs, like I say, those two turn two different corners. And the reason why I sit there and say, because, like I said, I didn't see when it came to Epstein, I don't see that he had a huge circus. He had a military armor around him, going into his houses and putting pawpaws, on their kids. I didn't see this big circus. I didn't see this overkill. I didn't see none of that when it came to Epstein. We still trying to find where the black book, before, everybody would start questioning about the black book. Then all of a sudden, he just, came unalive. Okay. So also, Norwin said, and guys, make sure you go ahead and keep it respectful because, like I said, I am on two platforms. Okay. So she says that once I saw, let me see, I can't read make it out, guys. I'm gonna have to wait till it go a little higher, and then I could be able to read it out. But right here, guys, this is all coming from the inner city press, where the prosecutor has said, "What did you decide?" David James said, he decided to go ahead and leave the company. Also, when it came to the prosecutor, it said no further questions. So the judge said, Mr. I guess that's Combs' attorney, Mr. Effalo, uh, and also Combs says that you did tell all this the first time. So I don't know what they mean by this, okay? Oh, and also James has said they told me to stop, to not say anything that would incriminate me. So I don't know who he's talking about. And also, Combs' attorney said, look at the notes from your interview, read to yourself, then look up at me. And then David James says, okay. And also, Combs' attorney says, how do you recognize Suge Knight? So now, they going to bring in Suge Knight name. And we already know Suge Knight is behind bars. But guys, I promise you, I already had saw this. Suge Knight also helped stir this pot. Even the other guy that they went ahead and arrested when he was on Glad TV, I think, he started talking. All this right here, like I say, when it comes to the feds does not work like the states. The state's going to go ahead and throw out anything that's going to go ahead and stick. Kara says, to me, is about a young girl and boy that's imprisonment. He diabolical and disgusting. Also, someone says free Diddy, no more bullying. We're gonna go ahead and talk about all that right there, okay? So I'm just reading some of the updates. So those are the two updates that I saw thus far. And I want to go ahead and read them as fast as they come in, because I noticed, once when it comes to the inner city press, as fast as he get the do the reports, I guess he put it on his back page or something like that. But like I said, a lot of people, they are talking about when it comes to the feds, the feds always 90%, they convict a person. But most of them, and this is how I feel, they, before it gets to the feds, they go ahead and plead out. Now the difference is because, like I said, when it comes to Combs, he felt like, him and Cassie, that's what they was going to go ahead and pounce on, because we already know when it came to CNN went ahead and they played those DV clips. They played it back to back, which we have found that they did the edit version where they went ahead and speed it up. But they already knew that they was going to go ahead and base everything around this DV when it came to casting. Like I said there, and say, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't know these people. I'm just going to go ahead and call it out as I see it. Also, Tasha said they always try to take down powerful black men by any means necessary, and we going to talk about that right now. And that's why I sit there and say, we have to know that much is given, much is required. And also, playing on the devil's playground. And one thing that we know, when you play on the devil's playground, the devil does not play fair. He does not play fair. And especially when it comes to us, when it comes to our melanated people, they don't play fair. It's just like it got two laws, and like I said, so many people be saying, don't make it about race. But like I said, this is all about race, because like I said, we don't get the same justice like Hugh Hefner, and so many people, they saying that Hugh Hefner never did the things that Sean Combs had did. Well, we still trying to find out what Sean Combs had did, because what we see right now, they are talking about the DV, and we still wants to know when it comes to the RICO charges, of what they had charged him with. We still trying to figure out, because we already know with all the emails that Cassie had, Cassie was saying that she was enjoying every last bit of it. She was excited, she helped made the arrangements, when it comes to the escorts, and she already has said that when it comes to her money, she don't need Sean money. So who to say, when Cassie has said that she does not need Sean money, who to say that, she went ahead and she booked those escorts herself when she was saying that she was going on back pages. She was, calling escort services and getting them off of social media. She said a lot of those things. So, like I said, it's a lot. And when it comes to RICO, you have to make sure, and we're gonna go ahead and break it down. And I'm not an attorney at all. Like I said, we are now in what I call the age of information. Everything is out there at a push of a button where it will make even me sound like I am an attorney, okay? But I am not an attorney. So I see also someone says she also says she oops guys, um let me see if I don't think that I can be able give me a little time, guys. Give me a little time, and I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. Let me see. Let me go ahead and get out of this. I don't know why I went ahead and pushed this right here, guys. Hey, how you doing? No, I am in a review of doing a summary. So I made a mistake and clicked the wrong thing. So let me go ahead and decline out of this, guys. Go ahead and take me out. I'm kind of new when it comes to TikTok. Okay, so wait, let me see where is that. Okay, you say the host button. Um, well, I'm trying to see how to get out of it because I don't want to sit there and do. I'm trying to see. Yeah, but I don't see where it said host at. Let me see. It's not like on my screen, right? On the very bottom. Let me see. All right, I see two boxing match. So don't click that one, right? Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I think I got it. All right, I got it. All right, sorry about that, guys. I am still new to TikTok. Okay, I am still new to TikTok. Also, I see my girls say, "Okay, good morning, real talk." I am still shocked. People defending Diddy. No one is defending Diddy. Okay, guys, don't get that wrong. No one is defending Diddy. What we are doing, I don't know about everybody else. I am non-biased. What I am doing, I am defending the truth. Okay, and like I said, I have several books. I'm reading one right now. This is called Playboy Playground: A Childhood Lost Inside the Playboy Money Mansion. Let me read it again. Playground: A Childhood Lost Inside the Playboy Mansion. And this is by Jennifer Signor. And this book right here, she was, I don't know if you guys can see it. She was 6 years old when she was inside of the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hefner. Her father was Dr. Feelgood. They had their own position right there on deck. So a lot of people were sitting there saying, well, how would you know that these girls, was, getting beat up or whatever? Well, we would never know because they already had their inside doctor to give them everything that they needed. Okay. And also, I haven't read this one yet. I need to go ahead and read this one. This one right here is by Krista Hefner. I think she was the one that went ahead and married um, Hugh Hefner. And she has said that he said not to ever tell any of the secrets, okay? Only say good things. So on here, right here, she had, I think you guys can see it, okay? She has said that Hugh Hefner has said on his dying bed, only say good things, surviving Playboy and finding myself. And also, this one right here is a very good one right here. This one, you remember Holly Madison. Holly Madison, she was the one that was one of his girlfriends as well. They also had a reality show. And this one right here is Holly Madison down the rabbit hole. So, like I said, when you want to go out there and you want to say defending anyone, when it comes to Hugh Hefner is still uh, uh, his legacy, his family is still living off of that his legacy, and his legacy is intact. And the stuff that they went ahead and put out when it comes to Hugh Hefner, these girls was like a freaking machine. Okay. These people was, and then it had cameras all in that house. So if they wanted to find out anything, they could have went and got the cameras. But this man got to die in his legacy. And when they started doing the investigation, when it came to Hugh Hefner, the man was already dead. The man is already dead. So, like I said there and say, the playing field is not fair at all. So when you coming out and you sitting there saying, "Oh, we defending uh did it?" No, I'm defending the truth. Because like I say, you can see right now, this is what I call the sheep for the slaughterhouse. Every last one of our black men, most of them, when they get caught in the web, and like I said, I'm not giving them no excuse. You do the crime, you do the time. But most of them, they're not going to get away with it. They're going to make a circus exactly what you see. Not too long ago, way before they brought that military force inside of Sean Combs' home, a year from there, we found, they had underground turners in New York with the Jews in the synagogues, had baby chairs and baby mattress. We don't hear anything about that anymore. Anything. And like I said, they say this is a lesson learned when it comes to our people. You can't play like them. You can't play like them. Because, like I said, when you play something, they're gonna make sure they make a big old circus out of it. And the thing about it, when it comes to our people gonna help old massa to sit there and put your head on a silver platter and hand it over to the system. Okay, all what you're seeing right now is a part of the system. And one thing about the system does not play fair. Okay, the system is not broken. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do, and that's real talk. Okay, so also Sean Combs' attorney has said this is a radical department from your job description. Is this an understanding? So David James said it's the understanding of the day so far. Also, the defense attorney said, "Do you have immunity?" David James asks, "My lawyer, I have some kind of offer agreement." So all of them, most likely had went ahead and took a plea. Every last one of them that you see, including Cassie, they had got immunity. Most likely, they probably told Cassie, if you don't go ahead and talk, you're going to be arrested, because we already know when it comes to Cassie played a major part in it. And you cannot ignore when it comes to those emails. Okay. So, like I said, it is what it is. But let's go ahead. I don't have my glasses, guys. I was looking for my readers to see if I can go ahead and get that. But all this right here, I think that is just to cause some smoke and fire, and making sure that the judges and the attorneys going to leave very, very rich. They're going to be very rich, because, like I said there and say, they are not going to allow you to have that much money. Once they build you up, they're going to tear that rug right from under you. I don't know a black melanated man right now that's very rich and wealthy, that's in the entertainment arena, have ever died with their legacy intact. Okay, unless they went ahead and marry out. Now when you marry out, they are not going to touch you, because they know that money is going back into the system. Okay, so he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Like I said, I don't have a fight in this at all. I'm just calling as I see it. And I think that all this right here is an overcharge, and it might, he might be able to go home, but with a torn reputation, just like I went ahead and I put it on the screen. So I'm just waiting for some more stuff to come on, because as fast as he puts out those tweets, he goes ahead and he email it. I mean, he deleted. So like I said, this right here is season this feel like a season, because it feels like a reality show, a circus. Okay, so this right here is day 7. So let me go ahead and read some more of this right here. And like I said, I am not an attorney, guys, but we are now in what I call the age of information. All this right here is the age of information. Now, I was hearing when it comes from some bloggers, which some of the bloggers, guys, I don't trust either. Some of them are agents. They're going to go wherever the wind blows. So I don't really go by of what some of these bloggers, especially when it comes to clicks and likes, as you can see when it comes to my numbers, okay? I'm gonna stand on my truth. Now, when you start seeing these numbers going up, it's because I must be saying something that they want to hear or tickling their ears. But like I say, when it comes to the truth gonna slowly but surely find its way back home, okay? So I don't let the numbers, go ahead and set me off, because I already know some people, they don't want to support the channel because they don't want to hear the truth. The truth is like open heart surgery. Nobody wants they don't want their heart open. They don't want to be exposed. Everybody wants a temporary relief, like a painkiller. But in here, we gonna eat the meat, okay? So ain't no babies in here. So again, guys, make sure you go ahead and support this channel, TikTok, and also uh YouTube for more unapologetic real talk. Okay. So we already know they went ahead yesterday. They had Dawn Richard, where she was on the stand. She went ahead and she tested a fight against Sean, and she was talking about when it came to the frying pan and the eggs, they went ahead and they really grilled her. Now, when it came to the other one, the one that was Cassie's friend, they really handled her with kid gloves. But when it came to Dawn Richard, they really sat there and they rolled over her, okay? But like I said, they say, that's exactly what they do, okay? So on yesterday, Dawn Richard had resumed her testimony in court. I think today, Cassie mom, she's going to be on stand today, okay? So that's going to be real interesting as well. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about a little summary when it comes to Dawn Richard. In the trial, we already know where they at the Manhattan court. She's a key witness for the prosecutor, which she also has a civil lawsuit. She sat there and say she saw when it came to Cassie. Cassie was hit, with a frying pan, and she just stood there and she just looked. You waited until, Cassie went ahead and followed suit. Then all of a sudden you decide, oh, me too. I am so sick. I am so sick of this Me Too. Okay, this Me Too movement got us all messed up, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. And I know some of this stuff, you might as well say, they say, I can't believe she's saying this. As you can see right here, I am a whole woman, okay? But this Me Too movement got us messed up, and we're gonna talk about all this because I truly believe that when it comes to women, women also should take accountability. You know good well when you go out there and play on the devil's playground, you already know what it's all about. Just because it don't turn in your favor, you cannot start crying, okay? That's real talk. Stay out of those situations. And I'm tired of seeing a victim. I don't want to hear after this Sean Combs trial, I don't want to hear nobody a victim anymore, because the whole world is watching this. So many people that's in this entertainment industry wants to be the next Beyonce, wants to be the next Con Shams or whoever. You already know exactly what the price is, and the price is severely, okay? Because these people is not going to worry about you. They're not worrying about what you came to do, whether you can sing or not, okay? All this right here, even when it comes to the big United States of America, it's nothing but a business, okay? And they're going to treat you like a business, and that's real talk, okay? So also, someone says at this point, Sean is a victim. Also, Lily said, you guys are missing the point. No, I'm not. I am not missing the point. I promise you, because they had a charge where they could have thrown Sean Combs under the jail with the DV. If Cassie would have went ahead and went when the police, I think a friend had called the police, and Cassie lied, and she sat there and said, nothing was going on. She had the opportunity to talk to the police when she wanted a break to get out of the relationship. When she was with Ryan, not Ryan Leslie, I forgot the other guy name. She stayed with him for a while, and then she went with her mom in Connecticut. She had the support right there when she was with her mom, but she chose to go back. And she stayed there for 11 freaking years. But like I said there and say, when it comes to the feds does not worked away that estates. The feds don't care if it's last year, 2 years, 20 years. They're going to still be doing that case. So most likely when she kept going back, maybe she was trying to build a case. Maybe she was already an informative because that's what they do. These people are plants. They'll sit there and they'll play along with you because they know that they have immunity. They looking at the big fish. All they wanted was the big fish. And for those people to send a military style force inside of that man's home is because someone was doing up some talking, okay? And now you seeing when it comes to Cassie, it's like, oh, she probably feels sorry for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the blame. But like I say, when it comes to Rico, you're gonna have to prove Rico because we already know when it comes to Cassie, when it comes to all those emails, what did Cassie say? What did Cassie say? Cassie sat there and said she booked all those deals. She went out there and she paid them. And she also said she had her own money. She didn't need it showing money. So if she went ahead and booked all those escorts, all these strippers, then that's something on Cassie. Because we already know when it comes to Sean Combs, he don't have to book no strippers. He don't have to call no escorts to his party because he's well known in the industry. So he got people sitting already waiting for him to call so they can be a part of those parties, okay? But they still gonna have to prove Rico. The only way they can prove Rico if they see money laundering, money going into that industry. If they see money is going, so much money is going, into this escort, this Rico. All this is about control and power. And if they don't see no money that's coming from Sean, then they don't have a case. And if no one come up and sit there and say they knew Sean when they was escorting, Sean, had booked us, and all this, we had, a s with Sean, sex with Sean, then, and he forced me and he did this, then, they got a case. But if they ever come out and say that Sean, didn't do anything to us, we was just at a party because we was hired by Cassie and we never had no, interaction with Combs, we didn't have no sex and, only person that he was having, intercourse with, I hope we can say sex on, Twitter, but if he, because I'm tired of this baby talk, but if he was having sex with uh Cassie, they was in a relationship. And if he was bringing Cassie to Dubai and all over different countries, they was in a relationship. So you can't get Sean Combs for Rico when he was in a relationship with Cassie. It does not work like that. So I don't know how they're going to be able to sit there and prove that he was a part of this racketeering. Because when a person going to be a part of S trafficking, they doing it because they wants the money. But this man got several businesses. This man is big. This man is a mogul. He got plenty of money. So if he doing this because he wants the money, then money can be traced. Money can be traced. And that's real talk. Cass, I know that Cass is not the only victim, okay? But like I said there and say, from what we see right now, we only can go by what we're seeing right now because you guys didn't give this the chance. You didn't give it the chance to go in front of the judge. You guys wanted to sit there and come up with your own opinions. You guys wanted to be the judge, the jury, and the executor, okay? Even made a documentary, TMZ. So you guys already tried this in the public, okay? So now all of a sudden you guys wants to sit there and say, "Oh, let's not make it about, DV because it got more stuff." They made it about DV. Like I said, I am nothing but a messenger, okay? So right now, guys, I am doing just a little small review of when it comes to the case yesterday when it comes to Dawn, but I'm going to go back and forth. So let's go ahead and see if Enterprise City have any new updates. So let me go ahead and check it to see if they have any new updates. Okay, so let me see where I'm at right now. Like I said, guys, don't call me out. Don't get mad with the messenger. Okay, I don't know these people, and we all turn two different lanes. Ain't no way in the world nobody gonna sit there and shower in my mouth, and that's real talk. Okay, So, like I said, a man is not going to respect you anyway. He's just going to treat you like another chick. What you call that? A trick. He's not going to bring you home to mama and bring you home around his kids. Not if you doing all this freaking off. And the thing about it is that they got emails. Like I said, you have to be careful. You have to be careful what you put out there in the atmosphere, because whatever you put on social media, it's going to come back at you. And this right here, this is embarrassing. They was even looking at the jurors, how the jurors was just crunching their pearls. This is disgusting. And then the thing about it is that you want to show the guy how to sit there and shower you. Two different guys just sitting there. Oh my God. And then somebody sat there and say they showed a picture where she had, something on her lip, where he went ahead, and did something to her lip. But I don't think that he put his hands on his lip. That's all that urine, that all that stuff that you was doing. Okay. So he that have an ear, let him hear. So right here, Combs' attorney said, you didn't tell anyone about this. So David James said, only my wife. Okay, only your wife. Like I said, they didn't say, these people didn't say anything because they all was riding on this gravy train. Now all of a sudden that the gravy train is in a hot mess, everybody wants to jump off the train. It doesn't work like that. You are a part of the crime, okay? So right there, David James said, only my wife. Why you didn't go to the police? Why you didn't go and talk to someone besides your wife? That's pillow talking. That's not gonna go no far than in that bedroom. It's sure not gonna go into the streets because your wife ain't gonna say nothing, okay? Well, maybe this life might be a joke to you, okay? Only reason. So if this life is a joke to you, let me go ahead, because I'm not playing. I promise you, I am not playing. So if this life is a joke to you, let's go ahead and get you off. How that sound? How that sounds? So we're gonna go ahead and block you. So now it's confirmed. So now you cannot say that this live is a joke because you have been blocked. Okay. So anybody that's coming on here and try to disrespect me, you will be blocked. Okay. Because like I say, I don't know these people. Okay. I only talk about my spirituality, but I also know what's good and what's evil. And I know what I see. This is not right, especially when it comes to our people. You know, come out of this. Ain't nothing good is going to come out of this right here. So also, David has said your style. So he started laughing. I don't think anything is funny about this. This is exactly how they say when it came to Cassie. Cassie was laughing. They say day one when what's her name? The one that's on Danity Can. Well, when she came serious. But Cassie was laughing, and now they're saying he was laughing. So the defense attorney said, I'm dying to ask what they said, but I want. So you know what it is all dealing with all that freak off, okay? So also the attorney said, I have a few more mandate questions. David James say, I love mandate questions. So they being sarcastic, okay? Like I say, what you see right here is just a circus. It's just a circus. These people are not really worried about the truth. These people only talking because, like I said, you got caught. That's it. But that's just to show you when you have snakes in your camp, you have snakes in your garden. You thinking that these people are friends. These people are not friends. These people is only leeches, only there just to suck the life out of you. And when they can't suck you out, suck the life out of you, what they going to do? They're going to go to the next victim, okay? So right here, it says that the defense attorney said, were these vacations? David James said business origin. So I guess, they're saying all this right here was business, strictly business, okay? So, okay, the defense attorney say, get to it. The government has offered immunity, or I don't know what that means, proffers, Proffers, and they capitalize that for all of these witnesses to lie about Diddy. So right there, the defense attorney is very upset. He's upset. They said that all these people have received immunity, and they only saying what the defense want, the prosecutor want them to hear. So that's what Sean Combs Diddy, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, his attorney is saying, get to it. The government has also offered immunity for all of their witnesses to lie about Diddy. And all this right here is a legend to me, okay? But this is what Sean Combs' attorney is telling the witness, that the only reason why he's saying all this because he got immunity. And that's to come on the stand to go ahead and lie. So what's your thoughts about this? Okay. So now the defense attorney is very upset because he thinks that all those witnesses that's coming up there, they are saying that because they know that their head is on a chopping block. Someone say they must have been, let me see what she said. They must have been a part of the deal. Yes, immunity. Yes. They just need the tape. His reputation was a price. I guess that's what it said. Yeah. I don't have my glasses to see it, guys. But yeah, absolutely. That's how they do. Once these people get caught, hey, they're gonna start running like a diarrhea. And that's the thing about when it comes to us and them. And when I say us and them, I'm talking about black and white. Just like when it comes to Donald Trump, all those Proud Boys that went ahead and overthrew the Capitol when they was arrested, did they sit there and rap? They didn't say nothing. They didn't snitch on nobody. Donald Trump told the Proud Boys and all the ones that went to the Capitol that once he get in seat, he was going to go ahead and let them all out. He made his promise. When he got out, he sat there and gave every last one of them. He released it, every last one of them. That's the type of people that they are. They are loyal to their own people. They're going to protect their own people. Donald Trump got every last one of them out. And we already know that these people ran into the Capitol. Let us would have went ahead and tried to overthrow the Capitol. Shoot, they would have had all types of ammunition dropped over our head. But see, when it's us, we was taught, we was taught to sit there, whatever wrong, make sure you run and you tell it to master. You tell on your own people, but they're not going to tell on their own people. That's why they're all in our business. And this is not about a black and white. This is about standing on the truth. But it's a difference when it comes to our community, our people. We don't protect our people. It's no loyalty in our people. It's too much division. And that's why we still in the predicament that we are in right now. But they're not going to do that. They don't care what their people do. When it comes to Donald Trump was charged, convicted for almost 34 or 36 felonies. And now he got the highest position in the United States. This man is now the president. We got young guys right now that has one felony and can't even get a job at McDonald's. But yet he got the highest position in the United States. Thank you. Like I said there and say, when I'm wrong, call me out. Call me out when I'm wrong. But there's no loyalty. Because we was taught, we still got that slave mentality. How they used to, when we used to cross them, when we do something wrong, they used to make a public spectacle. So what you seeing right now is a public spectacle. You seeing right now your brother is being hung and you got to watch. And if you don't say nothing, then you're going to get scolded or whipped or punished. And that's why they got immunity. That's why they went ahead and took the plea deal. So whatever they say, it's not going to be used against them because they got immunity. So now what they doing? They worrying about saving themselves. They don't care. They're alive. Whatever you want me to say, Master, I say it, Master. Oh, look at Toby. Toby done ran over that, Master. Go get him. Go get him, Master. Because we was taught, we was conditioned to do that. We was conditioned to watch our own people lynched, burn alive. We was watch that. We was conditioned to do that. So those generational curses has passed down. Ain't nothing that I'm making up. Go and research it. We are now in what I call the age of the age of information. Go and research all that. If we don't sit there and tell what our ancestors tell what the other slaves have done, even if they sat there and stole out the kitchen, you better report it. Old Massa, Mary Jane done stole a cookie, Massa. She done stole a cookie. Oh, look at Toby. Toby ran. Oh, go get Toby. You see? Those generation curses has trickled down. It has trickled down. Like I said, this system is not messed up. This system is only doing what the system is designed to do. All we now is in the 2025. We still on a plantation. This is a plantation. And the only way that Babylon is going to fall is when we wake the hell up, when we start organizing and mobilizing. So, guys, like I say, if this is not the platform for you, find a channel that's going to tickle your ears. Find a person that's going to talk the way that you want to talk. Because, like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm going to call it like it is. Like I said, they had a charge against Sean Combs did it. But they dropped the ball on it. Nobody said anything. Everybody watched. And that was DV. But when it comes to all this right here, trying to lead him up to racketeering just because he's a big fish, just because he got the money, he didn't do this by himself. And we already know when it came to Cassie. Cassie sat there and she said, let's go ahead and see if we can pull that up. Like I said, this is real talk, guys. So you're not going to be able to see it on Twitter, okay? So it doesn't make no sense for me pulling it up because I was about to play a video, but you guys not even going to see it. So speaking truth. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Sorry if I can't read all your messages because I don't have my glasses on and I got this kind of far off a little bit because if I put it closed, then my face will be close into your face, okay? So like I said, guilty or innocent, he deserved his day in court just like everybody else. He deserved his day in court. And the only reason why the prosecutors, when it comes to the feds, let's say the feds is 90% of winning cases. It's because most people don't go this far. And we already know when these ones that was in there came out and reported, even when it came to the prosecutor, I'm gonna say allegedly, that some of the documents that they didn't read because they didn't think that it was gonna go that far. So I guess the 10%, because they say 90% of the feds, they always have a winning, they always come out as a winner. So I guess it's 10% gonna be Sean Combs because of you using it because of DV, it's not gonna work. And even if you try to use it with racketeer, you got to sit there and show that money was involved with it. You got to show that all these women that when they came to those freak off parties that they was being abused. You got to show all that. So if you don't see that because most ex-trafficking, these people be abused. I see that on Lifetime. I don't know about it because I live in a little small town, but I see on Lifetime. Most of these people, they get abused. They all types of stuff. So if they can't identify Sean as being abusive, hiring these these strippers and these escorts. Now, what you guys do with other people, that's something on you. You guys are grown. All that is consensual. You guys was enjoying it long as everything was good. I thought I'd be able to show the videos, but the thing about when it comes to TikTok, you can't show none of that right there. So let's go ahead and see what else is going on. And like I say, this is real talk, unapologetic, non-biased, okay? And then the guy, David James, that they have right now on stand, he's laughing. And he see that the defense attorney is upset because they're saying, the only reason why you up there and you sitting here lying because you got immunity. That's why. Okay. So let's see what else going on. Let's see if we got a further update. So right here, Combs' attorney said it was important that he be prepared for their meeting, right? So David James said yes. So the defense attorney said it was important that he be on time. David James said no. We changed his meeting to fit his schedule all the time when he didn't want to show up at a certain time. So Combs' attorney said he has security because people wanted to touch him, right? So David James said yes. In the airport in McDonald's, that's when the defense attorney said, was he gracious? David James said, I don't think gracious is a word I use for showing Combs. So like I said, they going to sit there and throw you under the bus. And that's why I sat there and say, when you get people in your circle, make sure it's people that's close to your heart, because most people, they just hang on. So what you're seeing right now when it comes to Sean Combs, all these people, most of them was hang-ons, okay? Bottom feeders, okay? Let's talk about the ones that got something to lose. These people don't have nothing to lose. So they going to say anything. Anything that if the prosecutor said that and say it, and I'm saying the legend, this is just my opinion, okay? But they're going to say anything. Because like I said, all this right here is all about almighty dollars to them. All this right here is about clout. But I want to hear those celebrities, because they showed all those escorts. I saw TMZ went ahead and post pictures of all those escorts, those strippers. We don't want to see them. These people, they put a price on their bodies. We don't want to see them. We want to see celebrities. Show us some celebrities, okay? And I promise you, celebrities are not going to talk the way that you see these bottom feeders are talking. So all these people are running and sitting there saying what these rappers, not rappers, these strippers and these security guards, and also when it comes to this girl from Danity Kane and all this stuff, these people broke. Broke people have diarrhea of the mouth because they think that they're gonna get a book deal or something out of this. Okay, so I'm not impressed. If I was a jury, I'm not impressed. The only way that I would be impressed if they got someone that got something to lose, like a Michael B. Jordan, come up there and say, "Oh, Sean Combs, he made me do that." Now, if Michael B. Jordan and Jennifer Lopez and all of them come on and say something, I might take their word because they got stuff to lose. But these people right now that the prosecutors got as their witnesses, these are employees, cooks, getting minimum wage. And I'm not trying to sit there and, downplay, cooks and security guards and, stuff like that. But most of these people, like I said, now they standing in the unemployment line. So quite obvious, I'm going to say whatever you want me to say. If you want me to bark, I'm going to bark. Okay. Absolutely. Good thing that I am not in the jury, because if I was in the jury, I promise you, I'm going to call good what it is. And if it's evil, I'm going to call it evil. I'm not like you guys. Call good evil and evil good. Okay. So you don't have to say bye. Let me go ahead and delete you. I'll go ahead and block you so you make sure that you won't come back. How that sound? I might not do everything else, but I know how to block. My block game is strong. Okay. So you go to the block part as well. So you don't have to say bye. Okay. So you are deleted. Okay. And that's real talk. Like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. Do you think that I'm supposed to jump on the bandwagon with you? No, like I said, I have a mind of my own. I have a mind of my own, okay? So let's go ahead and get to some more of this stuff right here, because like I said, when it comes to women and men, we have to take accountability. We have to take accountability. We can't keep putting ourselves in harm's way. So let me go ahead and see if I can read this right here, because I'm pretty sure that I might be on here for a little long. Okay. So some stuff, like I said, I went ahead and I went ahead and, I want to go ahead and read to you guys. I went ahead and pulled up Oh, Arbery. Oh, she's not gonna go on that stand. We already know Arbery. She's not. She spoke to all those news outlets and bloggers, and she was, she couldn't be used because she talked to everybody else. That's just like when it comes to the other girl, she talked too. Okay, and now when she on the witness stand, then she has another story. Okay, make it make sense. So guys, make sure you be respectful, because trust me, my block game is very, very strong. Okay, so right here, I promise you, whatever you want to put on, just be respectful. You don't have to agree. We all can agree to disagree. So right here, this is what I put in, that should we protect women that continue chasing fame? Should we continue protecting women that's chasing fame and fortune? Then they all of a sudden go ahead and holler the victim, or let them learn the hard way? Let me ask the question again. Should we protect women that continue chasing fame and fortune? Then when things does not go their way, then they holler victim. Or should they learn the hard way? Long as these women know that they can get a payoff after this, and now they know when it comes to the NDA does not stand when it's criminal, even if they are not the victim. Even if they say they knew that person, they still gonna sit there and try to holler, me too. Like I say, when it comes to Me Too got us all messed up. So, like I said, the question, whether to protect women chasing fame and fortune, we just got to go ahead and weigh it out. But we can't keep putting ourselves in the lion's den, and the minute when things does not go our way, then we want to sit there and we want to holler wolf. It doesn't work like that. Women chasing fame and fortune, or let them learn the hard way, it hinges on a few core issues: personal responsibility, social pressure, and the role of intervention. It's a messy topic, and both sides have weight. So this is what I pulled up. It says, on one hand, people, women including, should have the freedom to pursue their ambitions, even if the ambitions are risky or driven by fleeting goals like fame. Personal growth, others comes from failure, and sharing adults from the choices can stun their ability to learn resilience. If someone chasing a hollow dream, the consequences burns out, disillusion, exploitation can be a brutal but effective teacher. Study on career paths in high risk industry like entertainment, it shows that many who fell privy to more stable, fulfilling lives, learning what others won't do. Think of the 80% of actors who never make a big but feel grounded in related fields like teaching, or working in different industry, but these don't want to work, like being teaching or whatever, they want the fast life. Letting people face reality can build character and clarity, assuming they survive the fall. So I think, let me know when it comes to women that and men, because men, gets into positions like this too. If they continue putting themselves in harm's way, should we just let them learn the hard way? Or should we compensate them every time when they go into the fire? So right here, guys, I didn't make this up. I went ahead and I pulled it up. Like I say, we are now in the age of information. Okay. So on the other hand, pressure, like media, glorify fame, or predators. So the media are the ones. You guys are the ones that lift up these celebrities, knowing that some of these people have issues, just because, they are superstar. You don't know what stuff in these people's mind. You know, you don't know if these people are predators. So it's the media, it's you. You also are at fault because you sat there, you glorify this. You pay to go see these people. You put these people on a pedestal instead of looking at the Most High God. So you just as guilty because you the one sat there and made these monsters. Stop pouring into this system, and I promise you, it'll go away. So right there, it says that the predatory industry exploding can be disappropriate, screwed over women, especially young ones. The entertainment world, for instance, has a documented history of chewing up women and spitting them out. So the entertainment industry has a history of chewing up women and spitting them out. Okay. So the Me Too revelation, you think that's going to continue saving you guys, which came about uh 2017. So now everybody with the Me Too. But you know that when it comes to the industry has a history of chewing people up and spitting them out. This is nothing new. Okay. It was people before Sean Combs. This is all a part of the system. This is a game, guys. All he just got caught up in the game. So in a minute, when you go against the system, they always got something over your head. So, like I said, all this right here, I'm not making it up. Go and research yourself. Our people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. So don't sit there and say, "Oh, I can't believe you defending him." No, I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about the truth. Like I said, it's time for women and men to take accountability. Train up your child. Stop having your kids thinking that they got to be famous. They got to have a lot of money. They got to have all these cars and houses. Like I tell you all the time, what's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your soul, losing your daggone mind? You can never build a solid foundation off of material possession. It's like building a house on sinking sand. Stop chasing after fame and fortune. That ain't nothing but the devil's playground. Hey, Vika, thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My girl, Vika Real underscore space, guys. Make sure you go ahead and check her out. Yes, you look, make sure you email me because we got something we got to do, okay? So also, guys, if you're just coming in, this is Sean Combs trial, day 7. Okay. So what I am reading right now, I'm just reading, I have a question out there, should women and men take accountability? Should they learn, you know, especially when they go into these predators, when they go into these industries is nothing but a system to chew you up and spit you out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Not too many people can say that because, like I said, they say we got so many people. They love itchy ears, so but only he that have an ear can hear. Okay, and that's real talk. So thank you, my girl. So right here. Hey, Tara. Tara Richardson is in. She say, hello, just joining. What's happening? How are you doing, girls? I am doing great, guys. Doing great. As you can see right here, this is Sean Combs trial day 7. And I had put a question, was Sean Combs overcharged and might he go home with just a torn reputation? So right now I am, reading right here. I have a question. Should we protect women that continue chasing fame and fortune? I want to know what your thoughts about all this right here, because I also wanted to go and play a clip where I saw a young, beautiful girl. She's a Muslim. I mean, she had the attire, her head cover, and everything, and she was just minding her business, and the police jumped on top of her as if she was some trash. He put his nasty body on top of her, and thank God that many standbys was watching where they was able to record it. And like I said, they want to lump every woman with the same women. Like I said, they didn't say you can't do that because it got children that of light, and it's also children of darkness. It got people that they know that they don't supposed to go out there and play on the devil's playground, but they want that fast life. They look at all these reality shows, these TVs and these celebrities, these fallen stars, and they sat there saying, "Oh, I wants to be like them." But you don't know. You looking at the glory, but you don't know the story. Let me say it again. You looking at their glory, but you don't know the story. You don't know what's going on in the inside because you are on the outside. So right here, let me go ahead and read some more. I went ahead and I pulled up some information when it comes, when it comes, should we come, and wants fame. They wants the cars, they wants the houses, they want that fast life. But it is the price. Much is given, much is required. Is the cost, and the cost can be severely. Okay, all this right here is a lesson learned. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. She said you made a follower out of me. Thank you very much. God is good. God is good. That's why I said there and say, honey, I stand on my truth, guys. I am on unapologetic real talk, YouTube, and also I'm on TikTok. Like I said, God is good. I can't do nothing but tell the truth. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a dog in this fight. This is my ministry. I don't know anything about entertainment. I don't follow no Sean Combs. We all turn two different corners, but I know what's right and I know what's wrong. You can't continue playing on the devil's playground because the devil does not play fair. Much is given, much is required. And this right here, I truly believe that God can get the glory out of this. God can get the glory out of anything. His life right now on public display. All eyes is on him. Now, what God is doing is a lesson learned. All this is a lesson learned, especially people that wants to walk in somebody else's shoes. Stop worrying about people walking in people's shoes. Stop looking at people glory. Keep your eyes on the Most High God. Everybody wants to be like Mike, but you don't know what it took for Mike to get what he got. Okay, and that's real talk. Tyra said, I just locked off missing what you said. What happened today? Yeah, I've been on for an hour, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and post this so you can be able to watch the replay. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming in. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. The question that I have: should we protect women that continue chasing fame and fortune, then holler victim or let them learn the hard way? So I went ahead and I pulled up some information. Like I said, they say this is the world of information. Everything is at a push of a button. You don't have to go to the public libraries. You don't even have to come out of your bed. Everything is right here. Okay. Shout out to chat. Okay, like I said, they say, like what the devil made for bad, you could turn it for good, and that's real talk. Okay, so right here it says, on one hand, people, women including, should have the freedom to pursue their ambitions, which I went ahead and read that. On the other hand, system pressure, like media, glorify fame or predators, industry exploiting them, can disproportionately screw over women, especially young women. The entertainment world, for instance, has a document history of chewing up women and spitting them out. Also, it says, bear with me, guys, because I don't have my glasses. I was looking for my readers. Okay. So protecting doesn't mean coddling. So when you protect a woman, like we seen right now, oh, Cassie is a victim. Yes, Cassie is a victim, but so is Sean. So is Sean. Because he's caught up in the industry as well. I promise you, it got somebody behind him that's pulling his string. Okay. So they're all victims. We can't sit there and keep trying to mimic of what they're doing, because like I said before, they get to die with their legacy intact. I'm reading books right now. All this comes from Hugh Hefner, Playboy Mansion, his girls. Read the book, get the book, get the book. I got Playboy, A Childhood Lost Inside the Playboy Mansion. This is by Jennifer Siganar, okay? This is by Jennifer Siganar, okay? This one right here, I definitely love this. This is my girl right here. I love Holly Madison because I remember when they had the reality show Down the Rabbit Hole. She told so many different stories that is going on. Go and get the book. Like I said there and say, the reason, see, you're not going to read anything when it comes to the system, which Hugh Hefner was the part of the system. You're not going to read that because he gets to die with his legacy intact. And the reason why you now sitting there talking about it wants to do investigation because the man is dead. You can't sit there and dig this man up and put him on a stand. No. So what's going to happen? His family is reaping the harvest. Okay, just ain't nothing new. This one right here, Krista Hefner, she was the one that had married Hugh Hefner. He told her on her dying bed, only say good things. And you see, like I said there and say, not one thing said. Crickets, 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 crickets. Okay. But when it comes to our people, honey, we're going to hand them over to Massa. because we was conditioned. We have that slave mentality. We have that slave mentality, okay? Tara said, I actually hope Diddy learned from this if he walked. Diddy thinks about only himself and nothing more. Absolutely. Like I said, they say, I truly believe. And and I'm not going to argue with no one. Like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. I truly believe. He had many chances. I truly believe that God spoke to him many times. Leave it alone, pump your brakes, come out of it. But like I said, everybody wants that broad way. Nobody wants to go on that narrow path. Everybody wants the lights, the glamour, the hair, the clothes, the diamonds, the jewelry, not knowing that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. It belongs to you anyway. It's your talent that these people are using. These people are not talent. These people are riding off of your back. You got these people, just like Kanye West has sat there and say, running this industry. You know who running the industry? The system running the industry. Off of your talent. Because you don't want to see each other make it because of that slave mentality. Lord have mercy. If we continue with this, I hate to see the next generation. Okay. So let me see if I can read some more, guys, because I don't have my readers. Okay. I was looking for them, couldn't find them. Okay. So right here, it says the catch is that protection often gets twisted into control or inflammatization, which can undermine agents just as much as failure does. And some argue that women, like men, should be trusted to navigate their own path, even if they treacherous. Equality means equal risk. The middle ground sucks to admit, but right. Let me read again. The middle ground sucks to admit, but might be real. Often guidance and resources without forcing anyone's hands. People learn best when they're free to screw up. So people learn best when they are free to screw up, but have a safety net that's not a straitjacket. So right there, what it means that let these people learn their mistakes. Stop coddling these people. This Me Too. Stop it. Because they'll never learn, and that's why you see so many women are going down to what I call the slaughterhouse. Nobody is learning because you keep coddling them. You keep protecting them. Okay, let them learn the hard way, because if not, somebody else, child, is going to follow that same path. But if you sit there and you show that that road right there is a road of destruction, they are not going to want to go back no more. Okay. So if you protect too much, you risk creating dependency. If you let every wolf eat, you complicate in a system that preys on dreamers. Tough call, no clean answer. So the best thing to do is let them learn the hard way. What about women? This is another question. What about women they clout chasing and then expose the men after volunteering to be a part of the circle? Should men stop being careless, or should women think highly of themselves with moral and values? So this is another question that I'm asking. Let me ask this question again. What about women when they clout chasing and then expose the men after volunteering to be a part of the circle? Should men stop being careless, or should women think highly of themselves with morals and values? I say both. Men should stop being so careless. Men should stop being so, crazy when it comes to their money, going out there and squandering it with the pigs. If God has blessed you tremendously, go and put it in good use. Your money should be kingdom building. Your money should be pouring back into your community. We don't have schools. We don't have libraries. We don't have banks. We don't have anything. But yet we got billionaires or billionaires that would rather sit there and take their money and put it on strippers. Do you think God is going to bless that mess? Do you actually think that God is going to bless that mess? God will bring you to open shame. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now. God is bringing you to open shame because your money, when you prayed and you asked God, just like the next person right now is crying right now, God, I can sing. God, I want to be an actress. I want to be on TV. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's your dream. But don't let your gifts be evil spoken of. And that's exactly what you see when it comes to showing Combs and all the ones that's out there paying unnecessary money trying to get themselves out. You are casting your pearls to swines. So if you casting your pearls to swines and not doing what God telling you to do, then you're gonna be ending up in the lion's den. But God can pull you out of the lion den and raise you back up. But you can't keep turning around because you're gonna be like a dog going back into his own vomit. Now, guys, if I'm telling you something wrong, tell me to stop it. Like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. So you all should take accountability. So let's go ahead and continue reading. And bear with me, guys, because I don't have my readers, okay? So let me see where I'm at. So the question was, what about women, that's going around, and not just women, men too, because we got these young men, soft men that don't want to work. They've been coddling their mom sitting there to babyfy them, where they think that they wants to sit there and get pampered too in the mirror more than what women is today. You know, wants to dress up, flashy, and everything else. Wants to go to these parties. So it's not just women; it's men too, young men. Some of them you can't identify them. Don't know if they're a woman or a man. You know, so that's why I said they say this right here is what you call judgment. Judgment gonna begin in the house right here with us. We seen all this right here playing out right now. Okay, so right here, this is a thorny issue that cuts into personal accountability, power dynamics, and cultural. Both sides, men and women, have roles to play, and neither get a free pass. I didn't write this, guys. You go and you research this information, put in the same stuff that I put in, and this is the information that you're going to get. So don't sit there and say, oh, she's being a pick me. Don't sit there and say, oh, she's picking sides. Uh, um, Rika say exactly. Tara say yes, and then they turn their back on them. Yeah. So right here, um, this right here, none of them get a free pass. It says women who chase clout and then expose men after willingly entering their circle. You enter their circle. They didn't go look for you. These people are superstars. These people got women by the dozen. Just like we sat there and we saw all the emails when he was sitting there trying to call it all. She kept calling him and saying, she's horny and what she can do and all this other stuff. So when you start calling the people, when a person sat there don't want to be bothered with you, then that says a lot about you. I can read some of the text messages that they put out there on, social media. I got all this right here. All of the emails that was in the court. And I'm gonna say allegedly. You got people that's in there that's reporting it. Okay, like I said, I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and God can get the glory out of all this right here. Because only what you do for the Most High God is going to last anyway. You can't keep going out there on the devil's playground, and then when things does not go your way, then you want to sit there, you're going to cry. No, much is given, much is required. Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Yes. And then they turn their backs on him. That's what they do because they not people that's close to his heart. These are bottom feeders looking for a come up. And like I said, what you're seeing right now, sometimes you have to count it all joy. Thank God. God, thank you for cutting grass. Because only way that you can see the snakes when you start cutting the grass. And what you're seeing right now, God is cutting the grass. Now you're seeing right now, he's on the mercy seat. Sean Combs is on the mercy seat. He's on the mercy seat. But it's much bigger than Sean Combs. It's much bigger than Dottie Squatty or anybody. This is a lesson learned for the whole world. Choose this day who you going to serve. Either you going to serve the things of this world or you going to serve the Most High God, but you got to choose. You can't be in and out. You can't be hot or cold. Like I said, this is my ministry. This is my ministry. Let me see who else on the stand. Hold on. Let me see. Like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. His name was David James. He was on the stand. And all this right here, guys, is coming from the inner city press. Okay. So this right here is Sean Combs trial day 7. So David James, he's the judge overruled. Now let me see what the judge overruled on. So David James says she asked for $200. I called. Okay. So I don't know who asked for $200. So the bond and asked what the hell she asked to take a shower. I said that's $200. So someone asked to take a shower. Okay. So he said there, said, if you want to take a shower, that's $200. Okay. And then he started laughing on the stand. So if you gonna laugh on the stand, you don't take this serious. And the reason why you don't take it serious, because you got immunity. So now, look, this is a circus. We're looking at it as a circus. This James, so the judge went ahead and overruled. This guy is laughing. So Combs' attorney said, on that note, no further questions. So let's see what's going on, because the judge went ahead and overruled. David James said she asked for $200. I called Bonds and asked, what's the hell? She asked to take a shower. I said, that's $200. Okay. So the judge went ahead and redirect. Then the prosecutor said, what about the incident in Alpine, New Jersey? So David James says to file a police report. Hold on, guys. My mouth getting dry. So the prosecutor said, what about the incident in New Jersey? David James says to file a police report and say that Chef Jordan has been the aggressive. So now they sitting there saying about Chef Jordan, Jourdan, has been the aggressor. But I didn't file it. I drove around and told him I've made a report, but he didn't make a report. He just said that. So Diddy dockets, acts and answers sort of on May the 15th, inner city press challenged the number of, so I ain't reading that one. So that's the latest update. Okay. So they still have David James on trial. Okay. So also the defense attorney said he had security because people wanted to touch him, right? So David James said yes in the airport. So they talking about touching Sean Combs, because we already know he's a celebrity. And that's why I sat there and say, I don't understand why they use the man act when it comes to these rappers, because we already know they hire people, dancers, entourage, people that wants to be a part of the entertainment industry. They fly them all over the place. So, if you're going to get them for a man act, then every last people that's in the entertainment industry, you should be scared. You should be scared to even get women to fly, cross state, even if, it's for, to come in and, watch them sing or, a party. You should be afraid. So if I was them, this is what I would do, Tara. I would make every person that wants to come into my circle, you're going to have to pay. Because we already know when it comes to the NDA, we already know that does not stand anymore. So if you want to be a part of this circle, then you're going to have to fly your own way in, and you're going to have to sit there and buy your own drinks and everything. What it is, BOY or whatever, bring your own drinks, okay? So right here, Combs' attorney said, you said he stayed in the studio until 3 or 4 a.m. You stayed with him. So this man, like I say, this man is all about making music. This man is a big old huge mogul. This dude ain't got time to sit there and look at a freaking stripper. This guy can get thousands, millions of any woman that he want at a drop of a dime. Good, clean women. He don't have to call no strippers. Go right there in the church. Shoot. You remember that movie with, what's his name? Eddie Murphy, Coming to America? when this little young old lady was on the train, and when uh Eddie Murphy, I forgot what he played as. When he threw that ring, you remember the earring, that old lady, he gave it to that old lady. And she said, if you're a prince, I'll marry you. Shoot, if I was a little younger, honey, trust me. But like I say, I was in that circle with my sister, but I was doing hair, okay? My sister's still in that lifestyle. I know how these people roll. These people, they're addicted to fame and fortune. These people don't want to come out that. They like it in there. But this man can go into the church house, and even the co-pastors, the pastors' wives, fall on his feet. I'll marry you. I'll come with you. Hell with this pastor. This man don't have to go and get no strippers. You guys need to stop this. Stop letting these people railroad us like that. Yeah, you remember that movie, Coming to America? Yeah, Hollywood. You know? So let's go ahead and let's read some more, okay? So right here, I can't read the dockets. I can't see it. Okay. So it says, Diddy dockets acts and answer start of on May the 15th, inner city press challenged the numbers of documents not being made public in the documents. Just now, judge memorized his oral ruling of yesterday. So I'm not even going to try to read that because it's so small. I can't even see it. I barely can see this right here. Okay. So all this right here, guys, this is Sean Combs' trial, day 7. So right there, Tyra, that is the update. Nothing else have came in. Okay, so okay, something else came in. So this right here is the prosecutor. What have we asked you to do, David James? Because see, the reason why the prosecutor probably jumped up and said, what did we have asked you to do? Because the defense attorney said the only reason why David James was on stand as a witness because he got immunity, so he's going to tell a lie. So I guess now he's cross-examining him. He said, what have we asked you to do? So David James said, tell the truth. So that's when the prosecutor said nothing further. So now they recross. Combs' attorney said, you lied to Mr. Combs about filing the police report. You see? So what happened was some accident had happened, and he had supposed to go and file a police report. So he went ahead, and the guy that I guess went ahead and crossed Combs or whatever, or him, he went ahead and let it slide. So, but he went back and told Combs, Sean Combs, that we went ahead and filed a police report. See, that could have been on the docket right there if he would have sat there and went and filed a police report. These people were setting you up, Combs. Like I said, they said when you got money, all you're going to get is a bunch of vultures around you, okay? So the defense attorney said, you lied to Mr. Combs about filing the police report. He said, yes. You see? So that's when the defense attorney said nothing further. Could we have a break? So now they are in a break, okay? So the judge break, they on, what time is it? Gosh, they're on a break, okay? So let me see what else. So guys, come on, hit those hearts, hit the hearts, man, and hit the likes, man, because this is not easy. I'm trying to read this and I don't even have no readers. I was looking for the readers, but I don't want to be late. So guys, like I said there and say, make sure you hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Like I said, in here is real talk, unapologetic, and 9 buys. I don't have a dog in this fight, okay? Like I said, we all turns 2 different lanes, 2 different corners, okay? I stand on my truth. Okay. This right here, I look at this as my ministry. And like I said, we all can be redeemed. I don't come to sit there and persecute or put my foot on nobody's. We all deserve God's amazing grace. Okay. But we also gonna be called out. Okay. And that's real talk. So when it comes to Diddy does not get no excuse. You already know that even though he was most likely was trying to clean it up. But like I said, we are now, everybody's on social media. Everybody's spinning this story. I truly think when it comes to Bishop T.D. Jakes, I don't think T.D. Jakes was in those freak parties. I think Sean went ahead and invited him to those parties that he had, because he was trying to clean himself up. This happened way in 2007. So now Sean probably said and say, look, we got to clean these parties up. Sean already knew. Sean got money long. This man is a billionaire. and he got people backing him up. I truly believe Sean is not coming out with a dollar to fight this court. He got people that's helping him sitting there fighting this case right here. Sean had everybody, even, and I'm gonna say a legend when it comes to the police department. You think these people wants to be exposed? No, they don't want to be exposed. This is the system that he's fighting against. Somebody that he done went ahead and crossed. And what he's doing is he calling their bluff because what Sean is saying, if I go down, you going down as well. Okay? That's real talk. Thank you, Vika. And guys, Tara, make sure you go check out my girl Vika Real underscore space. Go and show us some love. Okay? So, but I truly believe, that when it comes to all this right here, they all hands are dirty. Ain't nobody hands is clean. This is us beast. This is a beast, a system. We are in what we call the belly of the whale. Okay. So let's see if I've got some more updates. I think they went on a break. Okay. So guys, come on and hit those hearts, and show me some likes, share these videos, guys, because it may look easy, but it's not easy. And we already know people just trying to shut me up. Oh, I don't want to hear from no real talk. I don't want to hear from her. But like I said, they didn't say, because people got itchy ears. People wants to, jump on the bandwagon. I don't jump on the bandwagon. When they go one way, I go the other way. When I see the 99 going that way, I go by myself, on my lonely self, by myself. Okay, just me and God and the Holy Spirit, and that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and read some more. So the question is, they on a break now of Tyra. So when they get some updates, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read it. But like I said, when it comes to all this right here, much is given, much is required. This right here is what you call playing on the devil's playground. And one thing about the devil, and I'm not talking about that little red pitchfork devil underneath our feet. They lied to you. That's not the devil, okay? The devil is the ones that they sitting there trying to get into that crowd, okay? Hobnob with, okay? And when they want something on you, trust me, they're gonna pull that card, and that's exactly what they're doing when it comes to Sean Combs. Okay, so the question was, what about women that clout chasing and then they expose to men after volunteering to be a part of the circle? Should men stop being careless, or should women think highly of themselves with morals and values? Men should stop being careless, and women should think morals and values. You see what I'm saying? Stop sitting there selling your soul for a bowl of beans, because that's all you doing is selling your soul for a bowl of beans. And just because you done got someone that said that and shower in your mouth and now is on public display, your own husband gonna be looking at you different. I don't give a care how they are saying that her husband is standing by her. No, honey, I promise you, when your husband is making love with you, and if you don't sit there and do those tricks that you was doing when you was on them freak offs, he gonna leave you. You holler one day, you are tired. Okay, holler one day, you are tired, and I don't feel like doing it. That's when he gonna sit there and he gonna kick you out and take your children, because no way in the world that man is not going to see you the same, especially when you had multiple men on you at the same time in your real talk. Okay, so let me see, guys, these lights. Okay, so women who chases clout and then expose men after willingly entering the circle bear responsibility for their choices. It's your choice. We don't see nowhere in the reports that Cassie felt like, she was forced. Nowhere in the world for 11 years, you're going to keep calling the person, let me book it up. I love freak offs. I wish we could do it forever. Do you want me to read the emails? Do you want me to read the emails? That don't sound like a victim. That sounds like someone loved it, what they was doing, or setting your tail up. Because like I said, the feds does not work like the state. The feds hold on to a case for 20 years. So who to say? Cassie probably was setting you up. Because I truly believe when it comes to her husband, Opie, when they went ahead and hired that trainer inside of Sean's house, who to say that he was an informant? Who the one said that and say he the one told Cassie what to do and got the ball rolling? And now he's $30 million rich and was just a trainer, was living with her parents. Huh? Tell the truth and shame the devil. You see? So who to sit there and say her husband was an informant? and came to sit there and rescue her out of that, but got money because soon in a minute when she wrote that book, she didn't go to a publisher. She's not a publisher to I don't know where she went, but she went straight to him. All the while, she most likely was already talking to the feds. So in a minute she wrote that book, she called him. Look, I'm about to release this book. If you don't give me such and such dollars, that's blackmail by itself. That's blackmail by itself. So the question is, was Sean Combs overcharged and might he go home with just a torn reputation? The P. Diddy or whatever you guys call him. I'm like Johnny Cochran. If it don't fit, you must have quit. This does not fit. This man was a freak. He was nasty. Hands down. He likes to watch his women, not women, because I don't think that a good girl he's going to take home to his mom and his daughter, but certain women, when they see, you wants to act like a loose person, he going to do everything, hey, you making my dreams come true. This is his fantasy. To sit there and see a beautiful, beautiful woman sitting there enjoying, allowing men to sit there and do what they do to her. Make it make sense. You might sit there and say, oh, D, you is crazy. I didn't make this up. I didn't make this up. That's it. That's out there. This girl sitting there had multiple men. Multiple men. Multiple men. I had to ask my son. I said, they say, I hope you don't do it. He said, I don't even like to watch people pee in front of me, Multiple men. So do you think that a man gonna respect you? No. You was just a party girl, happy hour girl. That's all you was, a happy hour girl. And I promise you, your husband is not gonna look at you the same. It was said that your husband couldn't even look at those text messages on those monitors. How you even call your husband while you was with Sean Combs. And he FaceTime you. What was going on? Like I said, there is say, you could be beautiful on the outside, but very shallow on the inside. My God. The only thing should be going into your mouth is water. 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 Not nobody yellow shower. Oh my God. We need our own platform so we can sit there and talk like we want, okay? Oh my God. Like I said, they say this might be our platform, but this is not our house. We don't own nothing. We don't own nothing. And they like when we don't own nothing. Billionaires, we got billionaires, don't own nothing. So in a minute, these people want to come and take it from me, they're going to take it from. We don't have nothing. We don't have no schools. We don't have no libraries. We don't have no banks. We don't have nothing. Because we go out there and we squander our money, casting out pearls to swine. So let's go ahead and read some more, okay? Right here, it says, they navigate a game with known pitfalls. Nothing but a pitfall. Ain't nothing good gonna come out of that. Exposing men later. So later they're gonna expose the man. So when they feel like they home to mama, sleeping on mama's couch, I'm sitting there seeing Sean Combs, now his billionaire status. He got new women on his arm. No, I got to bring that Negro down. I got to chop him down. All this was just to tear down his reputation. You see? All this right here was to tear down his reputation. You see? That's all it is. Now all I'm calling, Sharon said, all I'm calling Diddy. All the while they was calling him Mr. Combs. Now he's Diddy. You Diddy now. We done got you where we want you. You Diddy now. You P. Diddy now. That name fits you well now. Okay. So where I'm at, guys. Let me see where I'm at. So exposing men later, especially, it is an opportunist. These people now, if chat sat there and say they are opportunists, they are opportunists. Okay, I promise you guys, I didn't put this in here. So especially if they are opportunists, rather than principles, can look like weaponizing regrets. Okay, so this weaponizing. They say women aren't a monolithic. Some may feel pressure or manipulated into those circles due to social hype, social media. Oh, let's go ahead and let's have a good time. Party over here, party over there. Okay, I like the party. And this is a lesson learned to all the children out there, those babies out there that said, oh, we thinking it is going to be a regular white party, but not knowing that you are entering into the lion's den, a slaughterhouse. And that's why I say when it comes to Cassie also should take accountability. Cassie should be on trial right now. I don't think those $30 million she got 20 million from Sean, and then she got 10 million from the hotel, altogether 30 million. And everybody sitting there saying, now her and her husband gonna live happy ever after. I don't think so. Because now they can come after you. Because you was the one that was going out there, even if Sean told you, bringing young women into the slaughterhouse, knowing what you was going through, knowing what you was going through, but you was bringing women in. So you should take accountability as well. So that's what that means right there. Let me see where I'm at, guys. So it says, then say women, some may feel pressure or manipulated into those circles due to social hype around fame or fortune. So you sitting there, you telling women, oh my God, look, let's go ahead and get these bags, let's go and see if I could introduce you to these celebrities. You see when it happened to Denzel, when Denzel Washington name started being mentioned in those freak off, he went and he got baptized. He's all of a sudden caught the Holy Spirit, wants to preach. He wants to distance himself for that. I'm a preacher now. I'm preaching now. That's Denzel. Shoot, when I heard Denzel name, Denzel said that and said, dip me in some water. Oh my God. You see what I'm saying? So the entertainment industry, for example, has a history of exploiting women and men. Look at the cases like Harvey Weinstein, where power imbalance silenced women for years. So they talking about Harvey Weinstein, how, women, he was manipulating women. Morals and values matters, but they shaped it by the environment. Expecting women to uniformly think highly of themselves, ignoring how culture rewards clout chases in the first place. So Instagram influence, we know that's how, they get all that hyped up. So that's why I sit there and say in the last days, we are now what we call the latter days. And this right here is what I call my ministry. Okay. So what the Most High God is doing, it's time for us, since we are sitting on the judgment seat. Ain't nothing gonna pop out of the sky and sit there and be the judge. We are sitting on the judgment seat where the Most High God is separating the wheat from the goats, the sheep from the goats, the wolves from the sheep. So it's time for us, just like y'all wants to separate race, color. We got Hispanic, Latino, mulattoes, black, white, blue, green. It's time to separate, come from out of her. Because we already know it got children of darkness walking amongst us. So we can keep going down the rabbit hole just because some knucklehead don't want to learn. That's like the blind leading the blind. So it's time for you to take accountability. It's time for you to take accountability. So that's why I said there and say it's time to separate. If they want to go to that Broadway, that neon lights, the glitz and the glam, the fame, which we already know that's a dead end, but let them go. But if it's people that wants to walk on the narrow, straight path, then mind your business. We're going to start minding our business. That's exactly what we're going to do. Because the Bible said there and say, train up a child while they're young. So when they grow old, they won't depart. So if they wants to go that Broadway, when parents, school teachers, mentors told you, don't go into the lion's den. They gonna chew you up and spit you out. And if you go in there, then you have to learn the hard way. Now, maybe once, you know, once you turn around and we see that there's growth, that you don't want to go back. Okay, but if you keep going back 11 years, how many days in a year? Time 11 years. So you kept going back for it. You left, going back. No more excuses. No more excuses. That's what you call willfully. Not an excuse when you did it, you convicted, and you're not going to go back. And you sit there and say, oh, she has Stockholm syndrome. She was a victim. You don't know what victims is. That's the first thing. You don't know what we know. Okay? Like I said, she was out. She kept texting him to come back. She wanted to be a part of those parties. She was home with her mama. She had a support team when she was with her mama. Okay? So, like I said, no more excuses. So let me read this part and then I'm gonna go back and see if they got some more updates, but they was on a break. Okay. So morals and values matters, but they shaped by environment, expecting women to uniformly think highly of themselves, ignoring how culture rewards, with social media, YouTube, all of them. You see what I'm saying? Some of these people, like I said, you're going to be exposed as well because you allowing your platform to be even spoken of. And that's why the Most High God is exposing these bloggers right now on here just to sit there for clicks and likes. I couldn't sleep at night if it was just for clicks and likes. I got to stand on my truth. Okay. So right here, it says where I'm at. The real issue is the system. Hallelujah. The real issues, and we're not going after them. The real, I promise you guys, you probably can see. Let me see if you can see. Let me see if you can see. What it says, the real issue is the system. And they don't even want us to talk about the system. You see, they are said there and censor you just from saying the system because they don't want to be exposed. The system is doing exactly what the system designed to do. Like I said, this is much bigger than a Sean Combs. This is much bigger than all these entertainers. This is the system. Okay? The system. This is a game, guys. The United States of America is a business. The only ones that's going to get rich is the attorneys and the judges because it is a system. When are you going to learn, black man? When are you going to learn, black woman? Come out of her, be ye separated. Start loving on each other because they're going to protect themselves. Right here, I raised my right hand to God. I didn't put this in here. It says the real issues is the system. How many times I've been telling you that? Stop chasing after almighty dollars. These people put that in your way when the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Don't get me to start preaching. Leave these people's stuff alone because it all belongs to you anyway. Their day is coming, but you are delaying their days. Judgment has fallen upon them. These people, they know the blueprint. They know what makes you move, what makes you think. They are embedded in your mind. Shake them off. Renew your mind and come out of her. Renew your mind and come out of her. This is a mind game. They are playing on your mind. They built you up, Sean Combs, to tear you down because they know that they would never allow you to pour that money back into your black community. When you sitting there wants to sit there and start building in your community, they sit there and say, oh no, we got to keep you oppressed and suppressed. We can't get you to pour back into your community. The only way that you will be able to hold on to that $1 billion, listen to what the prophetess is saying. If you would have married a Becky with the good hair, They would have left you alone. But by you sitting there, wants to be with your own people and pour into your own community, nah, nah. They don't want to see us waking up. They want to keep us asleep. You see, this is nothing but the system. This is nothing but the system. So right here it says social media and fame culture, clout chasing and creating setups. This is all a setup. Social media. That's why I sit there and say, don't let your goods be evil spoken of. If God sit there and say it, say it. If God sit there and say pump your brakes, pump your brakes. If God sit there and say let go, let go. In order for you to have peace. Because this right here is what I call the year of open shame. Didn't I tell you guys that? Those that follow me, didn't I told you you're not going to get away what you used to get away with? This is the year of open shame. This is the year where you got to come out naked. You got to strip all those grave clothes off, lay it all down, and walk away from it. Because God sit there and say that He share His glory with no anybody. Okay, so all this right here is the system. But I'm here to tell you, Satan, that your kingdom is coming down. You know your time is almost up. You know you are buying time. You know your time is almost up. They know their time is almost up. This is nothing but a distraction I feel from the Spirit of God right now. This is a distraction. It's something that they trying to do behind the scene. So they need a distraction. This is where we all focus on because they know we love gossip. We love gossip. They know we love gossip. So this is a distraction. What they're trying to do is do something that they don't want us to report. You see what I'm saying? So we need to find something to distract them. What it is, Lord. What it is that they're doing, God, expose them to because your time is almost up. Your time is almost up. You know good and well, without us, we are the lifeline to everything that exists. Ooh, let me not get in the spirit. We are the lifeline to everything that exists. Without us, our melanated God and goddesses, nothing will exist. How long are you going to allow the cankerworms, the palmer worms, the locusts, and the caterpillars to eat the children's bread? When are you going to close the door? They have no culture. They have nothing. Everything that they got off the backs of you. But the thing about it is we don't want to wake up. We like it in here. We like sitting there, taking all of our hard work and putting it back in old massa hand. Old massa don't have to do anything. All old massa have to do is sit under the tree, drink his beer, his lemonade, and watch you Negroes, you Negro peens, tear up each other and bring it back to massa. Listen to what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. All this right here, the real issues is the system. They told on themselves. Chat PT told on themselves. This right here gonna be their destruction. They think that they made all this right here to tear us down. Let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. When it comes to the Bible, you might not want to hear it because you are conditioned. You are indoctrinated. I know how to decode it. When it comes to the Bible, when it talks about the Tower of Babel, some of you guys might have heard of the Tower of Babel. That was not in those days. The Tower of Babel right now is called the information, the power of information right here. Information. When they built that tall tower that they say in the Bible that was trying to reach the heavens and spy on God, this the tower right here of information. Babel. Babel means talking. They're going to tell on themselves. This right here made me an attorney. I could call myself an attorney right now. If I want to go to school, all I got to do is sit there and I feel like I'm professional. Everything right now is at a push of a button. Everything that is hidden will be exposed. They're going to end up destroying themselves. What you're seeing right now is that they are destroying themselves. Now, some of you people may not understand because you are walking in a fleshly mind, the carnal mind, but those that in the spirit, they understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying when you are in the spirit. They telling on themselves, and that's exactly what's going to destroy them. They making things to destroy you, but all the while they're gonna destroy yourself. They're gonna destroy themselves. Go and Google 2035. Do you think that you're going to continue provoking the hands of God? Do you think that you're going to continue sitting there oppressing and suppressing God's people? Do you think that? When the Most High God said, we are gods and goddesses of the Most High God, we are God's chosen people. They know who we are. They know that we are the apple of the Most High's eyes. They know that we are the children of the Most High God. Look at our beautiful melanin skin. They tries to zap it out, putting it in computer chips, injecting it into their bodies because they know who we are. That's why they got us fighting with each other. They don't want us to mobilize and organize. When they see us mobilizing and organizing, they trembles. The devil trembles because they know when we wake up, we're going to put them to the run. And it's not being racist because, like I said there and say, this is not a black and white thing. This is all about power. This is all about power. All about power. Man control it. Man control AI. And anything that man control, God cannot dwell in it. But God can get the glory out of it. Man controls AI. But God can get the glory. Because what the devil meant for bad, God can turn it around for his good. They are going to end up tearing up each other. This is going to be their downfall right here. Satan's kingdom is coming down. They building robots to take your place, to take your jobs way before it even came out. I've been telling you guys, way before robots and all these drones. I said they're not told you exactly what's going to happen. You didn't listen to me. Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. It's not me. I just sit there and say, here, my God, use me however you please. I told you exactly what was going to happen, that they was going to make all those things to replace you. But God sit there and say, we ain't going nowhere because we are Alpha and Omega. We are the beginning and the end. We are the remnant right now that God is telling you to come out of her and leave her alone because Satan, your kingdom is coming down. You have done too much. It's time for us to separate the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the tare. You can't keep straddling the fence. Come out of her and be ye separated. They told on themselves. And I promise you, I didn't even read this. I'm reading this right now with you. It says the real issues is the system, which means that it is bigger than you, Sean Combs. This has nothing to do with you. This is much bigger than you, Sean Combs. This is all about power, principalities, wickedness in high places. Wickedness in high places. They plotting. What it is, Lord? Reveal it to them right now. Bring them to open shame. Why is they using this brother? He's just a sacrificial lamb. Ooh, I feel it in the spirit. He's just a sacrificial lamb. You see? See, they don't want us to figure it out. What it is, God. Tell me what it is. He's going to reveal it to me what it is. Thank you, Tyra. Tyra said, I believe everything you're saying. Someone said there and say, yes, God is good. It's not me. It's the Holy Spirit. Like I said there and say, we are counted like sheep for the slaughter. This is not a black and white. So the white that's on here thinking it's about race. It's not about race. It's even bigger than you. It's even bigger than you. It's not about a black and white. It's about power, principalities, rulers in high places. They are plotting. Reveal it to me right now. God, watch God gonna reveal it to me. Social media, a beast. The news outlets, a beast. These YouTubers that's not doing what thus says the Lord, they are agents, a beast. See what the Lord says to tell you whether they like it or not. He say because they are stiff necked people. Don't worry about what they're going to say. Don't worry about if they're going to unsubscribe. I stayed off of YouTube for 2 months. 2 months just was making shorts and got almost over 196% of new subscribers and got a check. Wasn't even thinking about it because what's mine is mine, and no devil in hell can prevail against it. If I say that this is God's will. But what I'm saying right now, the real issue is the system. And the system is not broken. Listen to me. The system is not broken. And I've been saying this for a long time that the system is not broken. How many times I've been saying this? The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. Okay, this is a business, and they are plotting. Sean Combs is a sacrificial lamb. Take your mouth off of Sean Combs today. Take your mouth off of people today, because I promise you, they are not the real enemy. You pray when you see your brothers or your sisters fall, don't help them. Don't help them. Let that system fall. Let them do their own job. When you see these silly sheep go out there and do some stupid stuff, don't help them. You see what I'm saying? Don't help them do their job. Come off her. And some of our own people, our melanated people, they're gonna fall from off the wayside as well. They're gonna fall by the wayside as well. Tyra says the powerful I am is showing himself. The nine believers have no clue. Absolutely. Come out of her. Right here, social media is a beast. Everybody wondering what is the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is social media, and the love of money is the root of all evil. That's the mark of the beast. 666 is man which going to destroy themselves. They are going to destroy themselves. Come out of her and be ye separated, lest Satan is going to sift you out like wheat. This is what the Spirit of the Lord, this is just what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Both men and women would benefit from a clear value, but they hard when the game rewards bad behavior. Men should be smarter about who they let in. Women should weigh what they are trading for clout. You're going to be accountable for it as well, black man. You're going to be accountable for it as well, because you should not allow your goods to be evil spoken of. You going after the things of this world. Even Satan disguised himself as a beautiful angel, but inside he was dark. He was the devil. We look at the outer appearance. If it does not look like a Cassie, then we're going to sit there and we're going to shun that person, not knowing the devil used the outer appearance. How do you think that the devil was able to sit there and capture so many people? He came as an angel of light. See, we are attracted to anything that is beautiful, but we would sell our soul for it. That's why God does not look, the Most High God does not look at the outer appearance of a person. He look at the inner heart. We got to start looking at the inner heart of a person. because you might look beautiful on the outside, but inside you are raven wolves that will lead you straight to the slaughterhouse. Speak, Holy Spirit. Right here, even women, you should not be trading what God has called holy just to go out there and clout chase. Because I promise you, ain't no good is going to come out of that because you are a temple. You shouldn't be going out there and let anybody sit there and dim your light because the world is going to protect themselves. So it's time for us to fix the culture. This is the culture. And maybe fewer people will get burned. So you got a job assignment. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. You got a job assignment. Everybody that's listening to the voice of God, and you're going to know what is God and what is the devil, because the devil going to tell you to continue playing in the playground, in the hog's pen, but God going to sit there and say, "Come out of her." You have an assignment today. Leave these people's stuff alone. Come out of her. What's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your soul? I am not telling you to be broke. Ain't nobody wants to be broke. But I'm telling you, do not cast your pearls to swines. Oh, no man but to love them. Come out. Stop worrying about what the Joneses are doing, not knowing what it took for the Joneses to get what they got. I'd rather be inside living like the Walters than outside living like the Joneses because the Joneses are out there clout chasing. The Joneses can't get no rest. But the ones that's in the house, the Walters, even if they said they're eating grits and eggs, they still got peace. But the ones out there chasing almighty dollars, they living just like you're seeing right now. This right here is what I call Judgment Day. Yes, your body is a temple and not a toy. Hallelujah. Your body is a temple and not a toy. Come out of her. Come out of her. So let me see if we got some more. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down because my voice is I didn't say it what thus says the Lord. So let me see. I'm gonna see if they got some more. And after that, that's it with me, guys. This is coming from the inner city press. The inner city press. So the prosecutor said, while in LA, did you call the police? Regina Venture. Also now the mother. Okay, the mother. Hold on one second, guys. Let me get some water. So the mother is on the witness stand. So her name is Regina Ventura. Yes, Sean Combs stole Cassie. Oh my God. So this is the mother where she said, she's talking to the prosecutor. She said, Sean Combs stole Cassie Cassandra phone. They had a bitter argument outside her apartment building. She lived on the seventh floor, the 17th floor. They argued at the roundabout. So this is what Regina Venture, that's Cassie mama, said that Sean Combs has stole Cassie phone. And we already know they had talked about the phone, the reason why that Sean had took the phone because she was calling them dealers in LA and she was on those drugs, which, that's a phone. You don't take a phone. But like I said, these people was in a relationship. Okay. So if you sit there and say, oh, Sean took her phone, that's human trafficking and well, you stole your husband's phone because I know many times I took my husband's phone. Okay, hey, Starbucks lover, Starbucks lover is in the house. She says, "Hey, Lady D, how are you doing?" Yes, indeed. So what I'm doing, guys, right now. Okay, thank you. She said I'm going to catch the replay. So right here, guys, I am just giving you guys just a little update of what's going on when it's in the court today. This right here is inner city press. He as he getting it from out of the court. He's just sitting there twittering it. Okay. So right here, Sean Combs, not Sean Combs, Regina Venture, that's Cassie's mother, has said that Sean Combs had went ahead and stole Cassie's phone, and so they argue at the roundabout. Okay, so also the prosecutors say who else was there. Regina Venture says D Rock, so she knows these people name. Okay, D Rock. So also the prosecutor said is Damia Butler his government name. Regina Venture said he was standing between us. I tried to hit him. So mama violence too. She was trying to hit him. Okay. So Sean Combs took Cassandra car and it was a Jaguar. So it had a fight out there. Okay. So, but still of all, this is DV. Okay. So, don't try to sit there and run. Oh no, they was in a relationship. Okay. Now, if he would have took some stripper phone or, some random person's phone, yeah, okay, you got a case. Okay. You holding that person against their will. But these people was in a relationship for 11 years. Okay. So thank you very much. She said, I am doing well, beautiful. How are you? Doing great, doing great. Just trying to sit there and keep this voice up. Okay. So thank you very much. So girls, Regina Venture, I got to see how she looks. She putting hands on people. Now, this is the first time I'm hearing somebody putting hands on somebody. It says he was standing between us. So I guess it was D Rock was standing between Regina and Sean. She said he was standing between us. I tried to hit him. Sean Combs took Cassie car and Jaguar. So I guess they was trying to keep the property. Sean probably said there and say, I'm finna repossess this Jaguar that I went ahead and purchased for you. You ain't gonna let no other Negro drive in my car. Okay. I give it and I take it away. That's why I sat there and say to these young women, learn to sit there and be independent, get your own money, and stop depending on other people. Okay. So, like I said, hey, I'm ready to see some RICO charges. That's what I'm ready to see. Okay. Which, they still got more time. Okay. So, this is what this is all about. And guys, make sure you go on the Inner City Press. Okay. The Inner City Press. That's where all this right here is coming from. The Inner City Press. And make sure you guys go and send him something in his PayPal account. He got his PayPal account up. I had sent him something the first time. So make sure you send him something in his PayPal. Tyra Rich said, I'm loving the Bible study, by the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. And that's in my lane. That's what I'm all about. Okay. I just sit there and I talk about, some of this foolish stuff, but this foolish stuff is to conform the wise because that's where it's at. This is real life right here. Okay. And this is the Bible, what you're seeing right now, Tyra, you seeing the Bible is unfolding. So it's not going to be that, Moses went ahead and opened up the Red Sea and Noah sat there and built the ark. No, the Bible is unfolding right now in real life. Okay. So what you're seeing right now, you are seeing the Bible has become flesh. It's in the open. Okay. This is the living Bible right here. Okay. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. So when we sit there and say a Bible is not in a book. Okay. This is not stories. These are real life right here. I bet Sean Combs wish it was a story. Okay. He wish right now he was a story, but no, bro, this is real life. Okay. And that's real talk. So the mother-in-law, not the mother-in-law, because they wasn't married. So I think some more came in. So the prosecutor said, do you recognize these two? So Sherry Hayes, I don't know who that is. I do. Mr. Sean Combs and Cassie Venture. I was hired in 2012 to create a sexy, exotic scene for them. So this right here is someone that's a planner that I guess she was, for the freak off. So she said that she was hired in 2012 to create a sexy, exotic scene for them. So I wonder why they stopped cross-examining the mother. I wanted to hear more. That's all I heard. I guess they just wanted her to just say that Sean sat there and took the card and the phone. So I guess that's all they wanted to hear from that part. So right here, The prosecutor say, "Why were you called the Punisher?" So the one that did the anxiety planning, they call that person the Punisher. So I don't know if that's a male or female. She said, playing basketball on West 4th Street. So that's why they call her the Punisher, or he. I don't know. So the prosecutor said, the woman who called you, what time did she book you for? So her name is Sheree Hayes, Sharay Hayes, Hayes. She said midnight at Trump Tower. She says Central Park West striptease for a small group of friends. So she said that the woman had called her. So, to do this excited party. So, I guess, it's Cassie, okay? Because she was the one that was, setting all this up. Okay. So also, let me see where I'm at right now. But I sure thought they was gonna talk to Cassie mom a little more, but I guess they just wanted her to just say that, he took the phone so they could sit there and say, they held a hostage. But like I say, these people was in a relationship. Okay. These people was in a relationship for 11 years. So they called her the Punisher. So that's who on stand right now, the ones that they called the Punisher. So I'm waiting for another tweet to come out. And if another tweet come out, guys, okay, I think another one came out. This is the prosecutor. The prosecutor said, when you got there, how did Miss Venture appeared? So Sheree Hayes says, in a bathrobe with nothing beneath and a wig. So Cassie had a bathrobe on and she had a wig. I was expecting a crowd, but there were no one else. So I guess Cassie must have set this exotic theme for her and Sean Combs. Okay. But like I say, these people was freaks. That's how, they get they rocks off, that's their fantasy. So she told me she and her husband, oh my God, she calling him her husband. Okay. So like I said, if it's DV, that's out the door. Okay. So I think that what they're doing is now they just blurring the lines of when it comes to the RICO. Okay. So if that's what they had of Cassie, what they had to go ahead and send this armor truck. You see this armor truck that's behind me, this military style. That was nothing but a show. All that is, like I said, is just to tear down his reputation. That military armor truck went in his house off of base, most likely, or bitten off a lie of these hungry vultures. Now, the witness that they got right now, and I'm gonna talk a little low, guys, because I didn't realize that I was on for 2 hours. Okay. So the witness that they have, her name is Sheree Hayes, and I might pronounce the name wrong, okay? Sharay. She told me, was she saying she is Cassie. She and her husband wanted to create a sexual scene with baby oil. Okay? Okay. You want me to read again? She thought that the exotic party that she was setting up, Sherry Hayes, was for people, to, participate, but it was just for Cassie and her husband, which most likely Sean Combs. Okay. Tyra Richards said, Lady D, what do you think is going to happen in this trial? What I think is going to happen, like I say, I don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in, but I know when it comes to the system. And speaking from a spiritual point of view, when it comes to the system, we already know that, like I said there and said, for now, they are ruling. They are out there seeking who they will devour. And that's coming from a spiritual point of view. So their laws are what they writing right now to set these laws that you see that they have, there's their laws of the land. And when you cross them, they making those laws up as we speak, but it does not apply to them. it applies to these knuckleheads. They setting traps for you because I'm pretty sure that all this what you see right now, if he was another color, I promise you, they wouldn't have got this far because most of all this stuff is DV. So what I see that what they are trying to do is they're trying to use this DV for what they charged them for and thinking that they can go ahead and railroad him and throw him in the under the jail on this DV, but the entire world is watching. So they got to watch how they move. You can't sit there, especially when it comes to a billionaire, because when it comes to Sean Combs, his money is very very low. So they can't do how they win in those cases. How they say when it comes to the feds, they 90% winning cases because it's more like Joe the plumber around the street. But this is not no Joe the plumber around the street. This money, this man got long money, and he got people that's backing him up. So they thought that when it comes to Sean Combs, hey, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna humiliate him. We're gonna put all this stuff on CNN. We're gonna get all these old thirsty, trauma binding bloggers to sit there and keep reposting, posting. We're gonna get TMZ to do a documentary. He gonna fall. He gonna fold. But he didn't fold. He said, let's go all the way. Do or die. He playing his cards. So what they doing is they cherry picking. So what I think, and this is my opinion. Like I said, I don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody, and I don't have the power to lay it down, and I don't have the power to raise it back up. But what I think is that they're gonna try to pull up everything that they can, but this only gonna be a he say, she say case. That's how I see it in the spirit. I see it in the spirit. All you're going to see is he made me do this. She said this. He said that. That's it. And that's what they're going to base it off of. But like I said, be careful what you put out there in the atmosphere. Because if you got the receipts, the emails, the pictures, it says 1,000 words. So by she sitting there calling him my husband, I'm horny, I could do this forever. I'm making love with the same abuser and I'm married to somebody else. When my husband said that and texted me, I was with Sean Combs. I don't call that force. So by they putting the mom in just to sit there and say he took the phone and then most likely they let mom go, it's still not going to fly because they was in a relationship. Now, if he said there, when they get him on Rico, the only, and I got all the evidence, I got all the stuff, and I'm not an attorney when it comes to Rico. When it comes to Rico, you got to make sure that, money trails, laundering, a lot of abuse. And if you can't find like a abuse and money laundering, then you have no case. Now, when it comes to Cassie, it was abuse, but they were in a relationship. Let me say it again. When it was Cassie, they were in a relationship. So you can't say, oh, he took her across the state line because they was in a relationship. That was his woman. As she say, that was my husband. So when I report on what I see. Okay. So that's how I see it on here. Starbucks, they did is going to serve time for something DSNY. Break that down, girl. You know I'm old. I don't know what DSNY is. Has a 98% success rate of conviction. I talked about that. Well, when I pulled it up, they say now they have a 90. They have a 90% of conviction. And the reason why they have a 90% conviction, and we talking about the feds. They say the feds can sit there and they can indict a ham sandwich, okay? But the reason why they have 90%, or according to STAR, 98%, because most of these people that goes to the feds, they end up taking a plea. So that's why, they got this high rate. But then they got the 10% that got money to sit there and back it up. And they're going to fight it all the way to the end. So that 10% could be, or that 2% could be people like Sean Combs that their money is loan. You're not going to sit there and stick me with a charge. You see? So when they say that they have a high success rate, it's because most of the people take a plea. And how they are destroying him, they're destroying him through public opinion. That's how they're destroying him, through public opinion, because this is a mess. But you see, this is a man's world. This is a man's world. See, a man can go out there and walk buck naked. Okay, let him out. The man can walk out buck naked. So, all he gonna do, hey, he gonna still be able to hold his head. But a woman, you go out there and try to sit there and do the detestable stuff that Cassie did, especially in the Black community. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and let you drink after them. You can't sit there and drink after me, girl. You better have your own special cup with your name. This is a man's world. Man could go out there and do any and everything. And I don't want to be a man. So let your man, let you be a world, but also treat your woman like God said there and say, a virtuous woman. Okay? Because that's somebody else's daughter. And you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Okay? So don't go out there and try to treat other women like trash when you got daughters yourself, Sean Combs. Okay? Because you're going to reap it back. And now they sitting there talking about your daughters, which that's wrong. Grown-ups talking about children. The two twins going to, their prom or whatever they going, let these people enjoy their lives, Now you want to harass the children because you can't get to the dad. That's what the devil do. When the devil can't get you, they go after your children. They go something that's close to you. Okay? So let's see what else going. This is a freak show, okay? So if they sit there and they convict him, they're going to sit there and they convict him of a he say, she say. Because like I said, if we are right now, this is 7 days trial right here. This is a 7-day. And they still talking about Cassie. Okay, we got it. We got it. They was freaks. So let's talk about the RICO. Let's talk about how you drove those military style machines into this man's house. Okay, that's what we want to talk about. Okay, and show us a little celebrities. We don't want to know about. We don't want to see no pictures TMZ of no strippers. You got their faces all posted on TMZ. Show us some celebrities. Okay, like I said, they say this is a freak show. Okay, so let me see if they got something else. So the prosecutor says, "How did you end up recognizing her?" Sheree Hayes says, I was a fan of Mr. Combs and followed him on Instagram. I saw her on it. So the prosecutor said this would be a good place to break. So he said they say this is a good place to break. Like I said, this man was a celebrity, a big time celebrity, well known. Okay. I don't even follow no Sean Combs, but like I said, they tell you everything just about, what I see. Okay. And that's real talk. So, guys, look, I am going to get off of this. I am tired. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming on my YouTube, Unapologetic Real Talk. And also, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Thank you, Star. Thank you guys for coming in. Tyra, guys, thank you. And like I said, they say, only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. Come out of what I call the belly of the well. Okay. So guys, you all be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go home and relax. And make sure you share these videos, guys. Like I said, they say, honey, one thing about the truth will slowly but surely find its way back home. And that's real talk. So guys, you all. With all of them around, you get it.